everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Real Film Talk. My name is Will Braunlich. Now sit back, grab some snacks, and enjoy the video. Okay, that's really all I can do. Today, we'll be doing a list of my favorite movies to watch at Halloween. Since it's right around the corner, we better get cozy and be prepared to be scared. Or not, depending on how you feel. Now, this doesn't count as just scary movies. It could be any movie I think would be appropriate for this time of year, whether it's related to Halloween or not. Like my best and worst of 2024, this list is obviously just my opinion. And if you're wondering where movie A, B, and C are, then it's either because I haven't seen it or just wasn't good enough to be on my list. Before we get into the list, let us go off on a few honorable mentions. Those would be A Nightmare on Elm Street, Corpse Bride, Ghostbusters, one of the most polarizing movies that come out in recent memory, but one I personally loved, The Witch, and Scream. Now, without further ado, let us dive into my top 10 favorite Halloween movies. Starting at number 10 is Coraline, a movie I didn't really have too much interest in growing up, but over time I grew to appreciate it. Directed by visionary filmmaker Henry Selick, Coraline has great animation, which is to be expected with the studio Laika. It has some cool and rather creepy visuals and some clever writing that I think makes Laika a very underrated company. At number 9, we have Beetlejuice, another movie that I thought was very clever and quite entertaining. Despite Michael Keaton being in the movie for only a short time, each time he is on screen, he steals the show with his zany energy. I love the effects. I've grown to personally love practical effects more than CGI, to be honest. The rest of the cast was good too, from Winona Ryder to Catherine O'Hara and Alec Baldwin and Gina Davis as recently deceased newlyweds Adam and Barbara. I will say some might find the world logic in Beetlejuice to be a little questionable, and to some extent I do agree, but ultimately Beetlejuice is just a movie to not think too deeply about and enjoy the ride that Tim Burton puts us on. Next up at number 8 is a movie I was very surprised by, and that was the 2017 It. This was another movie I didn't expect too much of. However, it does more than the generic horror movie formula and throws a bunch of characters at us and scary stuff happens to them. The movie is smart enough to establish themselves enough where we want to see them conquer their fears. I thought every one of the kids was great. Even Bill Skarsgård as Pennywise was fantastic. I thought the makeup and costume on him was great and personally should have been nominated or at least considered for an Oscar. The movie also knew how to appropriately place jump scares at the exact right time, making them more effective rather than it being every 2 minutes. I think that was one of the biggest downfalls of part 2. For my number 7 entry is James Wan's The Conjuring. This movie is quite unique because of 5 simple words, based on a true story. It should immediately be followed by kind of. I will say in these movies, I must admit that Vera Farmiga as Lorraine Warren is extremely underrated as an actress. She really gives it her all in every scene she's in, and I think she's the best part of the first and second movie. The movie is slow paced to start off with, but I think that's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. For me, I personally like it because like it, we establish the characters and what they go through, so we get to care about them in a way and hope nothing bad happens to them. However, for some, they may get a little antsy and want the creepy stuff to happen right away. Another issue I have is I feel like once the scary stuff does happen, there is way too much going on. There's stuff with a witch, a side story about one of the daughters talking to a ghost boy, something about an old maid who worked at the house. It just felt like it was too much to juggle. Thankfully, those were my only biggest issues, and I still very much enjoy the movie. For number 6 is a classic, The Shining. Yet again, another Stephen King book turned into an absolute horror fest, and I mean that the best way possible. I love Jack Nicholson in this role. He really gives some creepy vibes, and the visuals are very impressive and very haunting too. The movie gives us so many memorable moments that even if you haven't seen it, you know the scenes people refer to. It almost makes me want to go see the actual Overlook Motel. Hey, I said almost. I never said I actually wanted to go there. Now we're getting into the top 5, with number 5 being a smash hit from writer and director Jordan Peele, Get Out. The movie ended up winning the Oscar for Best Original Screenplay, and for good reason. It's smart, it's creepy, it's funny, it straight up blew me away. It introduced me to actors Daniel Kaluuya and Allison Williams. I just think that this was one of the best movies to come out in recent memory, and honestly, it makes me look forward to everything Jordan Peele does going forward. Next at number 4 is arguably the best movie in M. Night Shyamalan's career, The Sixth Sense. This movie is proof that M. Night Shyamalan can make a good movie. The dynamic between Bruce Willis and Haley Joel Osment is spectacular as they learn more about each other and about themselves. The movie gives us some very creepy imagery and some very great writing that leads to one of the biggest plot twists to come out in a movie. The movie was also good enough to not only give it away right off the bat. There were clues sprinkled in, and when it's finally revealed, you start to piece it all together. At my number 3 selection is one of the scariest movies to come out ever, The Exorcist. Now I will admit, at first, I didn't understand the real hype of this movie. I liked it, but I didn't find it too scary. But after watching it again, yeah, my opinion may have changed. And this movie is horrifying, with phenomenal performances from Ellen Burstyn and Jason Miller, some clever shots, and some very impressive effects for the time. Watching it for the second time made me appreciate it even more, especially after seeing the abysmal sequel we got a few years earlier. The Exorcist will live on forever. Now number 2 is another Henry Selick film, The Nightmare Before Christmas. This honestly is one of my all-time favorite movies to watch around this time of year, and for good reason. The animation and character designs are all unique, all the songs are memorable, I know them all by heart, and the whole premise is simple but still very effective. Lastly, at number 1, my favorite Halloween movie is the 1978 Halloween. I know, what an original answer. How dare I? This movie really set the standards for horror movies. Other movies look weak compared to this in my opinion. It's scary, suspenseful, has a pretty cool concept, and we managed to get some good acting from everyone, including Jamie Lee Curtis. Halloween is timeless, and I think it will continue to be. That does it for my favorite Halloween movies list. I hope you all enjoyed it. Until next time, this is Will Braunlich, and I will see you at the movies. Save a seat for me.
For over 40 years, SCM
has been the voice of our town,
bringing us together through local programming,
education,
and live broadcasts.
SCM isn't just about television.
It's about empowering our community,
ensuring our voices are heard during government meetings,
and celebrating milestones
like our high school graduations.
But today, SCM faces a challenge.
Our funding structure is based on television subscriptions.
And it's no secret, people have been cutting the cord.
With a shift to internet-only subscriptions,
SCM receives less revenue,
even though all our programming is freely available online.
We need your support.
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 Your donation can make a difference.
It will ensure that SCM remains open,
continues to educate our youth,
and keeps our community informed.
Thanks to SCM, I've been honing my creative skills, helping me work towards my college degree.
SCM is crucial for keeping our community connected.
SCM isn't just here to broadcast local events. They're actually preserving Simsbury's history.
Join us.
Join us in preserving Simsbury's voice.
Simsbury's voice.
Together we can ensure that SCM continues to thrive
for generations to come.
Visit our website
or scan the QR code on your screen to make your donation.
Every contribution
counts.
Thank you for supporting Simsbury Community Media,
where your town,
your schools,
and your government
come together.